Hello everyone, welcome to the second podcast from the Young Actuary Advisory Board, aka YAAB or YAP. I'm your host today, Jeffrey Chen. The Actuaries Institute is the professional body representing the actuarial profession in Australia, and the Young Actuary Advisory Board is a forum to hear from our young members. This podcast series examines current and emerging issues facing the young actuarial professions. It also acts as a voice for our young members to provide insight, commentary, and thought leaderships on issues which affects the entire professions. Today, we're delighted to have Mark Samuels, the co-leader of the education pillar within the YAP. He's a consulting actuary at Mercer who joined in 2018 following his move from Scotland to Australia in 2016. He advised trustees and sponsoring employers on their defined benefit and accumulation superannuation plans and provides strategic advice relating to member outcomes requirements. He graduated from Heriot-Watt University in Scotland and is a fellow of the Institute of Actuaries in both UK and Australia. Outside of work, he's a keen runner and hopes to run a marathon on every continent of the world. Everyone, please welcome Mark.
Thanks, Jeff. It's an absolute delight to meet you here today and to virtually connect with our Institute members.
Cool. Mark, welcome. We're glad to have you. So without further ado, let's start the interview today and let Mark provide some insight about his career and his opinion of YAP. To start with, Mark, would you please tell us a little bit about your career journey and how you come into practice in the retirement space in Melbourne?
Well, I graduated university in 2010 with an actuarial science degree from Heriot-Watt University in Edinburgh in Scotland. And a couple of months after graduating, joined a company called Hymans Robertson, who are a UK-based superannuation and financial services consulting firm. And I joined their actuarial team focusing on defined benefit superannuation consulting. Worked there for 6 years, qualifying as a fellow after 5 years, but had a bit of a travel bug and decided I wanted to move to Australia. And unfortunately, being that Hymans Robertson are a UK-based firm, they didn't have anywhere for me to work in Australia. So I took the risk, quit my job and moved to Australia with no job lined up. And thankfully, when I got here, started working first off for IAG as a reserving actuary for 15 months. Learnt a lot of new skills as it was a new industry or a new part of the industry for me to work in. And then moved to Mercer, as you said, in 2018. And I'm back doing primarily defined benefit superannuation consulting.
Nice. Oh, we graduated in the same year. Good to find out that. Yeah, so welcome to Australia. So the next question is that we want to understand what are the key differences you observe between working in Scotland and working in Australia? And is survival tips or recommendation if I want to decide to move to UK or Scotland and work there?
Well, apart from the weather being drastically different, I actually think the differences were minimal, to be honest. The actuarial techniques and skills that we learn are very similar and can be applied all around the world. Obviously, you have a different regulatory background wherever you are, but the opportunities are there. I think it was actually quite seamless for me when I transferred over to Australia and then became a fellow of the Australian Institute and started consulting in Australia. So I would guess I would recommend to anyone who wants to have a different experience and try something abroad that they should consider job opportunities, not just within Australia, but also think a bit further.
Nice. I think I experienced the same when I moved from Australia to Asia. But I think weather is a big thing. So I'll get your advice if I decide to move to UK. Cool. Well, I understand that a big part of your work involves recruitment for your team. And we know that this podcast series is aimed for young actuaries. What would be your word of wisdom for our member in getting into the professions, and what type of skill set your team would be looking for?
Well, from the interviews that I do for my team and all the CVs that I kind of see of all the general applicants, most people nowadays, and it's, as you would expect, are very high caliber with regards to technical skills. most come with an actuarial science degree background and have learnt a lot of the part ones, or maybe even have exemptions for most of the part ones when they leave uni. So I would say my word of wisdom is to find a way to differentiate yourself from the rest of the applicants. And it's difficult to do, but consider different experiences that you could have, different jobs, other soft skills that you could develop that maybe other people within the application pool won't have. I know personally that's really what we look for at Mercer, is we're trying to build the most diverse team possible, because that allows us to, what we see is, get a variety of unique people with unique ideas to then come up with the best solutions for our clients.
That's good. Yeah, that's my experience as well. Looking at the resume of the current generations always makes me worried. If I born like several years later, I might not get a job. Well, lucky we're born early and it's less competitive, or like, yeah, it's different skill set requirement right now. We know that you are co-leading the education pillar for the YAP. Can you tell us a little bit about the initiative? What is this about, and what is your vision on it?
The education pillar is there to help university students and young actuaries who, I guess, have recently graduated with all aspects of their technical and non-technical actuarial work. However, this year we've decided to focus on the non-technical aspects and allow the exams to take care of the technical side. My vision for this pillar is to have and to build a tight-knit community between the Actuaries Institute itself, university students, and the young actuaries, so that we can come together through more participation at events and through collaboration.
Yeah, I reckon the community and the social aspect is really crucial for engagement. So to further elaborate on this point, what are the key plans or activities that you want to promote in this forecast regarding the education pillar of the YAP in 2021?
So as I mentioned previously, we're focusing on non-technical aspects this year. So we have two main events that we're working on and are going to be running. The first is somewhat of a soft skills seminar and workshops, which are going to be run like a Toastmasters style. So groups of students or young actuaries will get together, and prior to the event, a number of them will be given a topic to present on. They'll then come to that meeting and present, whilst other people in the meeting will provide feedback, listen to them, and there's also the opportunity to record those sessions and, I guess, get real-time feedback and learn about your presentation skills. The second one is a cross-university innovation challenge, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be a great initiative in my mind, and it's hopefully going to be international as well. So there'll be universities from Australia, New Zealand, and Asia participating. And what's going to happen is each of the student societies and the teams will be sent a thought leadership problem to answer, and then the best submissions will get together and present in front of a panel of experts, including members from the Actuaries Institute, from YAB, and from the sponsoring employer, to allow students to showcase their presenting skills, their innovation and thought leadership, their idea generation skills, and also have a chance to win some prizes.
Amazing. This sounds like a hackathon. Like you have a panel listening to innovation ideas, pitching. Oh, I really like that. That is really good. Good initiative. Well, thanks very much, Mark. It's been a pleasure hearing some of your career journey and thoughts about the YAP. Everyone else, please stay tuned to our LinkedIn groups and Institute's communication channel, especially our YAP microsite on the Institute's website. If you want to hear more amazing stories and discussion topic facing the actuarial profession for the young actuaries, stay tuned. Everyone, thanks for your time listening, and we'll see you soon in the next podcast.